Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to show you how to fix or descale this Keurig coffee maker. This is model number K155. It's kind of an industrial coffee maker. You might find this in your office or something. It's kind of big, but if your coffee's not as hot as it used to be, it should be around 198. Or if the coffee doesn't taste as good, or if you're trying to brew an 8 ounce and only 6 ounces comes out, those are all signs that it's time to descale. Now we should descale this every 3 to 6 months, but if you have really hard water, you should do it a little more often. Now you need to give yourself about 4 to 5 hours. You don't need to be there the whole time because some of it's just going to be letting the vinegar soak. First thing to do is make sure there's no K-cup in here. Now as far as I know, it doesn't tell you when it's time to descale. I don't know that there's a descale light or anything that comes on in this menu, this touchscreen here. I've never seen anything that tells me it's time to descale. Now we're going to be using distilled white vinegar. You can use just regular white vinegar. So in the manual that comes with it, we're going to be following the descaling procedure according to it. Now it says you need 90 ounces of vinegar. I don't think you need that much. That's because that's a 90 ounce reservoir. We don't need to fill the entire reservoir up with vinegar. Now you can if you'd like. It does help clean if you've got hard water deposits in the tank. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to empty out. So if you've got water in here now, go ahead and empty out whatever water you have in here. Now if you have a water filter, now don't take this black thing. That's the level sensor for the water. But if you have a water filter on top of that, I don't have one in here. It's like a handle that snaps onto that. Take that water filter out too. Okay, so I like to use about 64. We're going to use straight vinegar. So you're going to pour the vinegar right into the water reservoir. So there's about how much I'm going to use, 64 ounces. Okay, so before you get started, turn it off. We need to go into the special menu mode. So put your finger on this touch screen and you're going to hold the power button and it's going to go into a special menu mode. Okay, now we're going to turn the auto off. See the auto off? Make sure that is disabled. If it's on, it'll say enabled, but turn it off. Click OK. And then the on off time. Go ahead and disable that, both of them. Click OK. Now just go back to home. Again, lift the handle, no K-cup. That kind of activates it. We're going to do 10 ounce brews. We're going to do 3 10-ounce brews to run that vinegar through the machine because so inside this machine, there's a big water tank that holds water. That even when your water reservoir is empty, there's water in there. So we want to displace that water with vinegar. And that gets it around that aluminum heating element, and that's going to remove the hard water deposits. Now once the vinegar does start running through here, it does kind of stink and smell a little bit. So again, just do 3 of these. That's going to put all the vinegar, well not all of it, there's still going to be some in the tank, but it's going to fill that tank inside there with the vinegar. Okay, so I'm on my 3rd one here. After this is finished, leave the coffee maker alone. Don't touch it. Let it sit here. Don't turn it off. Don't do anything to it. So it's going to keep that vinegar nice and hot. But what that's going to do is it's going to kind of cool down a little bit, heat up. It's going to clean that heating element with that action. So we want the coffee maker to stay on, keep that vinegar nice and hot. I'm doing my 3rd one here now. 10 ounce. And then, if this one is really bad, you can let it sit for, as long as you want, up to 8 hours probably. 4 hours seems to be the right amount. After the 4 hours, you're going to take this water tank, rinse out, dump out all the vinegar that's in there, rinse it completely out, rinse it with soap and water, fill it up with fresh water, and then we got to run a bunch of fresh water through it. Okay, so let's pretend now it's been 4 hours. Take the water reservoir. Here's the vinegar that's been sitting in there. Now this does help dissolve. Sometimes you do get hard water deposits down inside this, and if you got them up high, you would want to fill this all the way up and let it dissolve it. But go rinse this out, put some soap and water in there and kind of use a brush, get this all nice and clean, fill it completely up with fresh water now. Okay, so now this is completely full of fresh water. Now we're going to do a bunch of fresh water rinses on the 10 ounce mark until the add water light comes on. That should be enough to get the taste and the smell of the vinegar out. If it's not, go ahead and fill this up again. You can run just another half through it, or another full one through it. Sometimes I do have to do a little bit more than a full tank of fresh water just to get all of that vinegar taste and smell out of it. So be sure and check out my other video. If you ever get a clogged needle, I show you exactly how to remove the lower needle and clean the top one with a paper clip. I also am going to do a video about the special menu mode on this. So check out those other videos underneath there. If you could give it a thumbs up, that really helps out my YouTube channel. Again, I appreciate everybody's support. If you could, please like and subscribe.